Phenomenal African Women UK. Ready to be inspired, celebrated, and empowered? Hey, it's the Afrodia Empower podcast, where we share our real and relatable experiences as young Black women connected to the African diaspora. Invite some friends and join the conversation with your hosts, Shernorva, Emmanuella, and Blessings.
Hey everyone. Hi guys. So welcome to Afrodia Empower podcast. We are so excited to have you here. So this is Emmanuella speaking, and I have Shernorva.
Hey, hi.
And Blessing.
Hey.
How are you guys feeling today?
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm excited to get into this.
Yeah, I'm really excited for today's topic. So today we will be focusing on 3 tips for our younger selves.
Yes.
So
I have a lot to tell little Shernorva, a lot to tell her.
So I'll start with me. My younger selves, I think I'll focus on academics. I think just to explore different subjects. I was so fixated on one particular route when I was younger. It's like, I'm going to go down the science route. I'm going to become this, that. And I didn't give enough opportunities or chances to try other things. And also comparison when it came to academics. I went to a grammar school. If everyone's doing well, you feel the pressure to also perform just as well. So just being patient with myself. And don't compare, your grades to another person. Just work towards your own personal goal and also celebrate yourself. I know that, I know the systems for GCSEs have changed now to like numbers. I was going to say like from a C to an A star, wherever you are, like celebrate yourself each step. So academics.
What
about you guys?
Agree. I 100% agree with you, Emmanuel. I think when it comes to us, when it comes to school and just trying things out, we really, when you're young, go and play. Like I remember, even in primary school, like my parents would send me to go and try every club, and I would be like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But actually, there's one thing like in life, when I look at life, I'm like, 2 things that are always going to come out of anything that I do. I'm either going to love it and be able to go and pursue that more and find out more about why I love it, what about that makes me excited, what skills from that do I really enjoy exploring, or I'm going to come out of it and not like it, but there will be lessons that I would have learned about myself in that process. So we really have to look at everything that we go forward to do in that way as well, which sounds really technical, but actually when you're intentional with life, you get the most out of it. Like I remember one time I was listening to this business guy, and he was saying that every time he went into a job, he knew that this is what I'm going there to learn, and when I come out of it, this is what I would have learned. So when people are like, oh no, stay, you did a good job, he was like, no, I've learned what I need to learn for my own stuff. I'm just going to move on to the next thing. And it's a great way to look at school as well. Like we should have fun in the process, 100%. Like go, play, do all the sports, do all the art, even if you can't do art, do it all. Like have fun and enjoy yourself.
I can't do that.
But in the process, you learn. Like I realized I'm very good at abstract art. Wow. But you see this fine art thing, it's not for me. It's not for me.
Honestly, I agree with you, Shernorva and Emmanuella, about academics. And I feel like I wish, even though I'm still doing my A-levels, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm in year 13. So that's like the last year I'm leaving. It's sad, I know. But I think learning to relax is something that I literally just didn't understand. Explain to me why I was doing an all-nighter in year 9, an all-nighter for a mock exam, please. I didn't really need, do you know what I mean? I feel like, and the thing is though, I didn't even do that well in the test. So it didn't even like pay off or anything. So I feel like, and I think it's because I was tired as well. So definitely learning to relax and take a break and find out like what relaxation looks like for you, and definitely you know, like Shernorva said, integrate yourself with all these extracurricular activities. There's so much you can do. There's like, I know someone who did like sailing or something, or like canoeing. Like you can do origami, robotics. Get yourself involved with school. And also something I'd like to say as well is, in terms of, I guess, because they always talk about super curricular, in terms of what other academic things can you do to help you excel for university. And there are often these prefect roles that you can do throughout the school. Definitely get yourself into that. But there's something that, an experience that I'd like to share. And the entire thing, I guess, sums up with rejection is redirection, in the sense of I signed up, yes.
Give us a word.
I signed up for this program called Model United Nations. I don't know if you guys know about it, but like you get to go to Geneva, debate all these like amazing people. I was like, yeah, this is me. Like I do debating already, like easy. Even when I did my application, I even told like loads of my friends to apply. I was like, yes, you know, free trip, we're going to Geneva, all of this. Everyone got in apart from me. Can you imagine? To this Model UN thing. I was so sad. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what's going on? Like, why didn't I get in? Surely I should have got in. But actually, if I had got in, I wouldn't have actually reflected on my application and realized that actually what I'd written, it was not bad, but I lacked focus on why I actually wanted to do it. You could tell it was just more to me of like a free holiday. So don't always take sometimes being, I'm not joking, don't just take things like when you get rejected for something as like, oh, this is the end of the world. Take lessons from it. So that's what I would advise someone in their academics when you're going for these prefect roles or anything when you need to apply for in school. If you don't get it, well, there's a lesson to be learned. So yeah, that's what I would say.
100% agree.
As Blessings was talking, I think I was reminded of like finding the way I learn. For the longest, I was just, you know, if someone else was doing flashcards, I'll also do flashcards. If they're doing mind maps, I'll also do mind maps. And it was a thing where I was trying to work so hard and not smart. And I only figured out my learning style, or how I learned, like maybe A levels. I wasn't going to say GCSEs, because GCSEs was all over the place. But finding how you learn. So some people is like pictures, and some people is like, you know, you have to physically, you know, I know for me, I have to learn the content and start speaking around my room, like a court case, like I'm trying to defend someone. But I know it's just like sociology studies. To find out how, Emmanuella, younger self, find how you learn so that you can get the most out of, like, you know, revision time and studying. Yeah.
I 100% agree with you, Emmanuel, and it's actually a point that I was going to bring up. So,
really great things.
But really, like when it comes to, it's so important to work smarter than working harder. Not everyone has a photographic memory. We all wish we could just read it once and it was just stuck in our brains. There's like 2 people in your whole school who can do that. I'm telling you now. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. But really, like for me, it was, I love my teachers. I would take notes, but I'd have to go and then watch someone on YouTube explaining the same thing again. But just for some reason, hearing someone else do it in a different way, or even if it was the same way, just hearing the contrast in the way that they would talk about it, it would just stick in my head more. Like I remember history for IB, I was listening to my teacher, who I had a fantastic teacher. Then I would go home and listen to this guy in America teaching the exact same the exact same, what's the word, content, the exact same content. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, yes, I understand what my teacher was saying. I understand. So really it is finding what works for you, and that is the working smarter. Because if it doesn't work for you, it's just not gonna work. You're just gonna have pretty flashcards. I'd rather your work be an absolute mess, but it's in your head, to all of your younger ones out there, and me as younger, me as well. So it's better that it looks like a mess, but it makes sense to you and it's getting in your head, than it looks beautifully neat and you have no clue anything you've written down. And those past papers, they work for everyone. I know, I don't know about, but let's be honest, that's the actual exams that people did. So if you can't do it in past papers, you can't do it at all. Get the information
I
in,
love that.
and then get some past papers with that content that you've been learning to really apply it to how they ask the questions.
Honestly, definitely.
So guys, I think another thing that I would tell my younger self as well is to just don't worry about people's opinions of me, okay?
Please.
Friendship life, okay? It's so important that we do have friends and people around us who just lift us up and make us feel great and who push us forward. But one, not everyone has your best interests at heart. And two, sometimes people don't even know that the way that they talk to you about the things that you want to do is actually hurting you. So sometimes we have to like be careful about the way, like, even if I remember one time I was saying to this girl, she was like, oh, I want to be a personal trainer or something like that, and she was like being really shy about it. And I was like, girl, if you wanted to be a dustbin driver, I would say go for it, but aim to own the dustbin company and drive the trucks for fun. I was like,
wow,
like level up with the dream. Level up.
I love that.
It's literally like level up with a dream. It's like someone has to own every company. There's no this is worse than this or anything like that. But it's about what area do you want to work in and how can you level up and how can you level up with it. So you can keep moving forward. But yeah, friendships, guys, you go.
Similar to what you said, like pour into your friendships, making sure that you build each other up. And I think, an advice for my younger self is learning how to be a good friend. Because I would always say, yeah, I want like my friends to be like this and treat me like this, but think about it from my perspective. What qualities does a good friend possess? Trustworthy. I know, like, our younger selves in like secondary school gossip. I mean, you just want to hear what everybody. Okay, so it's not just my school, but learning how to be a trustworthy person, a good friend. You're there for each other. So yeah, that would be my advice for my younger self.
Wow. Yeah, just on the back of that, like, always reflect. Blessings, can you hear me? Reflect. How can I be a better friend? And like what you said, like, we always want everyone to be doing the most for us, but what are you actually contributing into the friendship? Like, are you actually taking time? And I feel like the more that I've grown, I feel like I guess, like, the less friends I have, I don't know if that sounds bad, but like I feel like I have a closer community of friends where it's like I know these people, and I know what makes them tick. I know what brings them joy. I know what they like on their birthday. There's some people they don't want gifts. There's some people they just want, like, I was a person where if you got me a gift, I'd be thankful. But if you wrote me, like, I always had this one friend where I still keep her Christmas cards. She writes me the best Christmas, like, cards that should reflect on our friendship. And I'd be like, this is just Christmas, like my birthday. And that meant so much to me. So understanding, like, your friendships and what they like, and like being able to serve your friends in that way, I think is really, really good. And also, like, it's okay for you to, like, draw away from people like, you will grow, sometimes you grow apart with people, and that's okay. Like, I think sometimes we try to force it where we'll be friends forever and you'll be my bridesmaid and all of that, and it's like,
No,
it's not always, like, it's literally not always that. And sometimes you grow apart, and being open to accept that, I think, is something I would tell myself.
I 100% agree. And we've now seen that Blessings knows her love language as well, is words of affirmation. So I would definitely tell you guys, go home, research love languages as well, because it really is, which is kind of like a side point, but just to find out for yourself, search it, do the quiz. I can't remember what mine are, but I have two as well. I need to check them again, but do the quiz, and just see the way that you like when people express love to you. And then if you know this for your friends as well, is great, because you don't disappoint people by giving them a gift when they just want you to write a lovely letter to them, as Blessings is telling us.
Yeah, take notes, all my friends.
I'm like, I think she's giving some hints here. I think
no, it's been noted.
Yes. So guys, also let's just go deep into us as individuals as well. I think it's another thing that's very important with our younger selves. And we touched a little bit on this when we started the podcast last month, but really go in and find who you are, what you like, what you don't like. Just go in and delve deep. Self-development is so important, especially as you're learning and you're processing through school and through life. And like society says so much, it's a lot of noise, but really the only thing that we can change is ourselves, you know. The only thing we can change is ourselves, me, myself, and I. So that means that we should really be spending more time on ourselves as well. Like if you really think about the amount of time we spend on other people, helping other people, doing this for others, and the amount of times we spend on ourselves when we are the ones that we can change, you know? So it's so important to invest. Blessings, yes.
No one can see my face, so that's why I'm getting away with this.
But she's shaking her head right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. A tip to my younger self in terms of like self-development, you mentioned it and I was really thinking about it. It's like spend enough time with yourself, like get to know who you are, what you like. Because when you shift so many friendship groups and you're around so many people, like the idea of self gets really blurred. And I think another thing I would say to my younger self is try more hobbies. You know, I would start things and I would not really give enough attention, like piano, or even like, I know that art, I wanted to like, draw, not that amazing, but, try something that, I can do in my spare time. And even that goes for my future self, develop hobbies, and also reading. I know I started reading a little bit when I was younger, like books, but I know I just fell off and I just spend enough time, like spend so much time on my phone. Sorry. Yeah. So, develop hobbies, read some more, spend some time with yourself to really know yourself. But yeah.
Wow. I love that when you said about knowing yourself, because the point that I'm actually going to bring up is, what does rest look like to you? In the sense of, I feel like we tend to think that rest is, okay, if I watch Netflix, sit on my bed and order pizza. Like you actually think, and like there's times I've done that, and why am I more tired when I've done that, like a session of Netflix and all of that? And it's like, what does rest actually look like for you? So be open to try new things. And I realized like, okay, maybe I need to go out for walks. Maybe I need to actually like spend time journaling, doing something where I'm actually like, is the word introspection, where I'm looking into myself and like reflecting. That's what really works for me, and understanding what that looks like for you. Don't just do what everybody else is doing because it seems like the best way to relax or unwind from such a stressful day. So definitely find out what rest looks like for you. That would be my only tip.
Yeah. And I think even from what you've both been saying, like when it comes to being yourself, individuality in terms of friendships, there's nothing wrong with going and picking up, you pick up different like isms and squisms, I'll call them, from like friends and people around
As
you.
you would, yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with picking those things up, but it's finding yourself in that space as well. It's like navigating that whole journey of who I am in that space, but still pick up the little quirks and stuff as well. We're not telling you to be cold, my way or the highway, no one speak to me, I'm a box, blah 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 blah. Because really like as Brene, I love Dr. Brene Brown, but as she says, vulnerability is one of the hardest things to do. Like it's so brave for you to be around others and be vulnerable and share yourself and share your heart as well. But then when we do that, we really get the most out of life, and we really get the best out of life. And vulnerability and being brave doesn't just mean you have to like go and tell people all of your secrets or anything like that, but it can actually mean, as like Blessings was saying with rest, it can mean going out and doing something you don't usually do. Like that's brave. Like going out and like walking when for sure I just like staying in my house and stuff, which it sounds silly because people are like, oh, that's not really brave, but actually you're going out of your comfort zone. And that is you learning about yourself. That is you saying, okay, let me see how this walking thing works. Does it work for me? Yes. Does it work for me? No. Or okay, like I like it, but I can't do this all the time. So let me see how I can maybe fit it in a way that is comfortable for me, but I also get some walking in as well, and that time to reflect.
Yeah, so we say that to say invest in yourself, guys. Invest in yourself, spend enough time with yourself, know yourself, and be generous to yourself. I mean, we say this, we're not saying you should, go back and have a strict regimen and okay, this is what I need to do. This what would lead to the best success. And no, we're not saying that. We're just saying that be patient with yourself. And this is all like a process. You're not gonna, it's not a one day miracle. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna be happy with yourself completely.
Yeah. And just to like add on to that last point about, I would say celebrate the small victories. For example, if you like, I'm just telling you guys, I have a mock exams coming. I have an admission test next week. Best believe after this, I'm going to get my nails done. I'm going to do, I'm going to get my hair done. Well, I'm already doing my hair, but like, I'm literally going to make sure that I celebrate this victory. Don't wait till you finished your final A level to start your final exam to start treating yourself. If you do a mini quiz in their lesson, whatever result you get, go treat yourself to a McFlurry or something. Well, it's lockdown now. Can't really do that. But treat yourself. That's all I'm trying to say. So yeah, enjoy the process, everyone.
100% agree. And I think like we're saying all of this to you all and to our younger selves because we've been there, we've done it. Okay, I don't want to sound like we're that much older, but also it's things that we're doing ourselves now. Like, honestly, people are like, oh my gosh, when you come out of it, you realize it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Life still goes on. And really saying that life still goes on, guys. Like, but I'm saying that also to the point of still enjoy the moment. Like there's things now where I'm like, now we're in lockdown, I'm like, really? I should have just gone and done this thing. I've been wanting to stay in a hotel by myself for ages. Why did I not go? 2 years ago, I wanted to go to the NFL game when they came to London. I didn't go because I was like, oh, I don't have anyone to go with. I'm the only one interested in NFL, Now this year, not 2 years ago, a year ago. Now this year, there's no NFL because of lockdown. And I'm like, I should have just gone last year. I should have just paid for my £50 ticket and then traveled to Tottenham and then gone and I enjoyed it and stayed in a hotel for the night. And like all of those sort of things and everything. Like sometimes we have to, I don't want to say make sacrifices in terms of you're struggling to pay bills and stuff, but sometimes put a little bit away and then treat ourselves, because you don't want to come back and be like, oh, I wish I had done this. I wish I'd done this. And best believe it, I'm going to that NFL game next year. Best
believe.
I will be there and I'll be watching in the stadium these people run up and down and throw each other on the floor with the American football. But I'm saying that to mean like, yes, we have time. Yes, like don't keep looking back every 5 seconds. Oh my gosh, I should have done this. I should have done this. I should have done that. Like, let's learn and keep moving forward, but also let's live in the moment so we can enjoy ourselves. As Blessings is saying, let's celebrate, let's enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, that's good.
So thank you so much, guys, for listening. It has been an amazing conversation. So make sure you like the video and stay tuned. And if you've missed any of our previous podcasts, be sure to go and watch them. Listen to them and you will definitely enjoy it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
you. Bye, everyone.
Don't forget, you've got this. You've got this.
You've got this.
Yep. We're really glad you joined us today. Check us out on Instagram, Afrodias, and comment on today's podcast post. Don't forget, be phenomenal.